Hey, what's up, gang? I wanted to play my intro song and I can't even play it. I didn't have it set. Hold on, gang. Give me a second. Let me get myself together. Ugh.
It's your under degrees. Sip on me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea. It's your under degrees. Sip on me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. degree. Sip on me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing.
Welcome, welcome. Hold on. Hey. Welcome, everybody. What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Yolanda the Great, and I'm back. I missed y'all. I've been missing in action for 2 days, but I'm back. It's a little bit going on, but not a lot. So I want to get into Netanyahu. He appeared on 60 Minutes. I definitely want to get into that. And of course, there's still, you said there's way too much autos. I don't sing for a living, baby. I don't. But anyway, Netanyahu appeared on 60 Minutes, so I want to go over that. The ceasefire is still in place, and of course, Trump is still threatening. Towards the end of the live, I definitely want to go into Hegseth. He was in front of Congress as well as Patel. Patel lost his damn mind. Okay, what's going on? It's not coming up. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Let me add it back enough. Let me make myself a little smaller so you guys can see what's going on. Here we go. Let's get it, y'all. So you guys know both sides are basically playing chicken. That these type of tensions has been going on with Iran and the US for at least a half a century. And at the end of the day, it has to be a give and take, and either side is willing to budge. But let's go.
Unable to get its way with a much smaller, weaker country that has been ravaged by economic sanctions and military strikes. At one level, the simplest way to understand America's problem in the Iran war is to use game theory. Donald Trump decided.
Listen, Diamond Gang, in this clip right here, I had no idea that Reagan, when he was the president, he was secretly negotiating with Iran while publicly denouncing them. I had no idea. Let's go.
To play a game of chicken with Iran. Think of two drivers racing straight at each other. In these situations, if the stakes for one side are existential and for the other much lower, the side with those bigger stakes usually prevails. For the Iranian regime, if they lose, there's a good chance they end up toppled and slaughtered. For Trump, it would be a bad weekend at Mar-a-Lago. It's easy to see why the Iranians would be more willing to lock their steering wheel in that game of chicken. But there's a broader reason why America has found it so difficult to handle Iran, one that is not just about Trump and this latest ill-conceived war. Ever since the Islamic regime took power in Iran, America has...
So listen, Diamond Gang, we've been going through these type of tensions with Iran for over a half a century. A half a century.
Been of two minds about it. On the one hand, the U.S. has had certain issues it wanted resolved, from the return of the hostages to nuclear limits. On the other hand, it wants to topple the regime, not just negotiate with it. There is a tension in these two attitudes that has run through American foreign policy for almost half a century. Does Washington want to change certain policies of Iran, or does it want to change Iran? If Washington negotiates with...
And that's the big question. When we first began, when this war first started out, that was their intentions, was to change Iran. That was That was their intentions. Change the regime. They wanted the uranium. They wanted to decimate their military. Let's go.
Tehran. Inevitably, there is give and take. There are concessions on both sides. There's some relaxation of hostilities. Above all, in engaging with it, the United States government is conferring a certain degree of legitimacy on the Islamic Republic, treating it as a serious negotiating partner, accepting that it represents Iran on the world stage. But that acceptance sits uneasily with some American elites who feel that the Islamic Republic is illegitimate, should not exist, and Washington's only policy toward it should be to overthrow it. And yet there are things Washington wants that only Iran can deliver. That is why even Ronald Reagan found himself secretly negotiating with the Iranian mullahs while publicly denouncing them.
That right there blew my mind. I had no idea that that was going on back then. And I was old enough to understand it.
We can see the tension almost daily in Donald Trump's policy toward Iran. One social media post threatens to destroy Iranian civilization and bring an end to 47 years of evil. Another one that same day speaks of the progress being made in negotiations with Iran. Trump enters negotiations and seems optimistic about.
But at the end of the day, we had a deal in place. We had a deal in place where we had oversight of what they were doing. And when Trump came in and he tore it up and he removed anyone that was over there doing oversight to make sure that they weren't producing nukes, it put us in this position that we are in now. Understand that.
To deal with Iran, and in between rounds starts a war with Tehran and urges Iranians to overthrow their government. Less than a week later, he's back to promising that if they agree to his demands, Iran will have a very bright future. America had a similarly contradictory attitude toward the Soviet Union. After the communists took control.
Diamond Gang, please, 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 and thank you. Please hit the like. It keeps me in the algorithm. I don't want to keep stopping asking for likes. I don't. They are free. This channel is not monetized. If you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned. Thank you.
Of Russia in 1917, Washington broke relations with it and even tried in some small ways to overthrow it. It took Franklin Delano Roosevelt about 15 years later to recognize its existence and exchange ambassadors with Moscow. The tension re-emerged after World War II. In the 1970s, Henry Kissinger's policy of negotiation with the Soviet Union was pilloried on the right because it was seen as bolstering the standing of an evil empire. Kissinger's response was always that America stood in ideological opposition to the Soviet Union, but that it also had certain national interests, like the control of nuclear weapons, which could not be handled without agreements with Moscow. Kissinger's equivalent in.
So right now it's basically the same thing with the U.S. and Iran.
The Iran debate was Barack Obama. Obama's was the one administration to make a choice. It determined that while America might prefer another regime in Iran, it had to deal.
Bingo. So Obama made a choice. Okay. He made a choice when it came to negotiating and not going to war. That oversight was more important to him than anything, to be able to prevent them from being able to make nuclear bombs. He's seen the bigger picture.
With this one to tackle the greatest danger to America's national interest, which, as with the Soviet case, involved nuclear weapons. The Iran nuclear deal was an effort to take the one most dangerous element of Iran's foreign policy.
Bingo, the one most dangerous. And Donald Trump tore that deal up and he removed the people that was actually watching them.
Policy and neutralize it. And it succeeded at that. But for many on the right, the price was that it, in some sense, legitimized the regime.
Now, at this point, they're not willing to give us none of it. None of it.
Trump pulled the U.S. out of the deal, which then led to the discrediting of then Iranian President Hassan Rouhani.
It actually amped up, once he pulled them, it amped up their efforts to make nuclear bombs. It amped up their regime. When he did that, they just went wild.
And the return of the hardliners in Tehran, who ramped up Iran's enrichment program, which has brought Donald Trump right back to the same dilemma. Does he make a deal?
He should have never tore up that deal. That's the bottom line, and that's my opinion.
Or take a stand? At this point, it's clear that Trump wants a deal. But in making it, he might end up giving the Islamic Republic what it has been seeking for 47 years.
And some. Not just what they've been seeking, plus some more on top of that.
Unqualified acceptance, even from the most hardline elements of the United States. For Tehran, that is a prize worth many concessions.
Is the United States military going to begin clearing the strait?
Oh, we are actively clearing the strait today. But we did stop Project Freedom at Iran's request. As you said, it's their own.
Yeah, I'm taking it back here. You guys know how I do it. I take it from the last time that I went live up into current, present, in real time. So this was a failure. They did not tell the truth. And Saudi Arabia shut that down.
Card. If we militarily reopen the strait, which is a challenge, it's not a 1 or 2 day endeavor. That's some effort to do that. They said, wait a minute, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. We'll agree to reopen it. Let's engage in the talks about the nuclear program and let's make a deal.
I got 308 in the building with 13 likes. Please, 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 and thank you. Can you please hit the like? It helps keep me in the algorithm. If you would like to support the channel, yes, EJ, all my mods, I do have a new Cash App tag. It is actually the channel name.
So this pausing of that military effort to open the straits is to get a negotiated settlement with Iran. And if we can get a successful negotiated settlement with Iran, that's great. That's a good end to the conflict. If we can't.
But that takes time. A negotiation.
Now let's go back again. He literally said it was at the request of Pakistan. That was not the truth. When Saudi Arabia found out what they were doing and they did not consult with our allies, Saudi Arabia told Trump, you gotta stop it. You gotta cut Project Freedom off. We have been taking too many losses. Not only that, we were just hit and you didn't retaliate, you didn't defend us. And then once they talked, it was placed back on.
Settlement takes time. We're just talking about letters going back and forth with a memorandum of understanding. So is the U.S. military going to clear that strait? Is Project Freedom going to resume anytime soon?
If it's clear in the next few days that there's not a good path to a negotiated settlement, we'll go back to the military method to open the strait. The economic pressure on.
And it's coming close. We're going to get into that. We just moved one of our largest submarines over there to show force. So we'll get into that in a minute.
Iran right now is increasing dramatically. Not only is their government in the country losing their main export revenues because of our blockade, but also our economic fury operation that we launched starting just a few weeks ago is collecting the monies of the corrupt IRGC leaders that they've squirreled away abroad. Mm-hmm. We are turning the economic pressure up on the leaders of Iran to drive their motivation to come to the table.
What people call conflicts of interest, Steve and I call experience and trusted relationships.
In 1 month, the U.S. dropped more than 5,000 bombs.
Now, Diamond Gang, if you guys can recall, I told you guys, when Trump made that decision to go into this with Israel, I told you guys who was in the room. I told you it was Kushner, Witkoff, and Netanyahu. I want y'all to particularly pay attention to this piece, okay? It says Jared Kushner convinced Trump to strike Iran. And here's what he wants. Okay. He is very vested, very, when it comes to the Middle East. He is vested. Let's go.
Dollars to do it. And one name keeps coming up as responsible, Jared Kushner. But to understand how, you need to know about two key relationships. The first goes back to when Kushner was a teenager. Buried in a 2017 New York Times article is a detail that's stayed on.
And I showed you guys this before, the relationship between Kushner and Netanyahu. But I just felt like it was important since Netanyahu was on 60 Minutes to show y'all.
Under the radar. When Benjamin Netanyahu used to stay in the United States, he would stay at the Kushner family home in New Jersey. Most diplomats meet foreign leaders at negotiating tables. Jared Kushner met Benjamin Netanyahu when Netanyahu was sleeping in his bed, forcing Jared to sleep in the basement.
Diamond Gang, did y'all hear that? He's very vested. He's been over there in the Middle East, mingling and mixing with these people for a long time. Let's go.
Second relationship is with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS. And to understand that one, you need to know what happened the moment Kushner left Trump's first White House. He started a private equity firm called Affinity Partners to capitalize on his Middle East connections, despite having no experience in asset management whatsoever. So he went to the Saudi State Public Investment Fund and asked for money. And so the Saudi government Kushner had spent 4 years protecting wired him $2 billion.
Did y'all hear that? $2 billion. I got 314 in the building. Can I please, and thank you, hit the like? It's free. Obviously, you're entertained if you're here.
Kushner took that $2 billion in Saudi money to become the largest shareholder in Phoenix Holdings, Israel's biggest insurance company. Israel and Saudi Arabia.
You hear that? Israel's biggest insurance company. This man is vested. When I tell you that Trump did not get any type of, he didn't meet with military, any type of, he didn't get any military assistance when he made this choice and his decision. Let's just say that.
Arabia used to be historic rivals, and yet Kushner, leveraging those Netanyahu and MBS relationships, said he wanted to open a, quote, investment corridor between Saudi Arabia and Israel. He is the corridor. Saudi money flowing through Kushner into the Israeli economy is the financial infrastructure of a new Middle East, recentered around Gulf Israeli ties. And every dollar that flows through it builds a region that...
So if y'all think that him, Witkoff, and Netanyahu didn't talk Trump into this, then I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't.
Doesn't want Iran at the table. Netanyahu actually said it out loud.
Saudi Arabia will have a lot to gain. I think all these countries around Iran are threatened by Iran. And I think peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia would be really possible and probably very close once this thing happens.
And then came the Iran negotiations this past February. Diplomats from Britain and Oman said a deal was close and that war could be avoided. But Kushner...
Y'all ready? I've been telling you guys this since I started covering this.
Told Trump there was no chance of a deal and that Iran was about to attack the United States. The Pentagon...
Not the military. Let me take that back. Not the military. Not the intelligence. No one but Jared Kushner, Witkoff, and Netanyahu told him this. Let's go. Let's go. Take it back just a little bit. I need y'all to listen.
It would be really possible and probably very close once this thing happens.
And then came the Iran negotiations this past February. Diplomats from Britain and Oman said a deal was close and that war could be avoided. But Kushner told Trump there was no chance of a deal and that Iran was about to attack the United States. The Pentagon briefed congressional staff the exact opposite, that Iran had no plans to strike.
The Pentagon said, again, I don't tell no lies. I don't. The Pentagon said there was no threat. They said there was no threat. There was no threat. I've been telling you guys this for the last 2 months. That his son-in-law, Netanyahu, they convinced him that this was going to be easy. Let's go.
The U.S. The Guardian reported that a diplomat with direct knowledge of the talks said Kushner was regarded as an Israeli asset, trying to drag the U.S. into war. An Israeli asset who had Netanyahu sleeping in his childhood bedroom. Kushner's ideology was there long before the money was. What the money did was align financial interests perfectly with ideology.
And the New York Times report.
Now we're going to get into Netanyahu on 60 Minutes. I was sick yesterday. I'm telling y'all, I was so damn mad because I wanted to talk about this so bad. Y'all gonna believe me.
It's as follows. Quote, in the Situation Room on February 11th, Mr. Netanyahu made a hard sell, suggesting that Iran was ripe for regime change and expressing the belief that a joint U.S.-Israeli mission could finally bring an end to the Islamic Republic. Is that correct?
No, that's actually incorrect because...
Y'all believe that? Let's go, Diamond Gang.
In what ways is it incorrect?
It's incorrect in the sense that I said, oh, well, it's guaranteed, we can do it, and so on.
In the confines of...
So because he said it didn't go that way because I didn't say it was guaranteed, you still approached him with that idea.
That conversation, you noted the uncertainty.
Not only did I note it, we both agreed, that there was both uncertainty and risk involved. And I remember that I said, and he said, that there's danger in action, in taking action, but there's greater danger in not taking action.
And continuing with the New York Times report.
And I told you guys the last time I was live, if this cease and this halts, he will have to go sit down. There are 2 active warrants for Netanyahu. And once this is all said and done, either A, he goes on the run, or B, he goes to jail.
Quote, Mr. Netanyahu and his team outlined conditions they portrayed as pointing to certain victory, adding the regime would be so weakened that it could not choke off the Strait of Hormuz. Is that factually incorrect?
I don't think we could quantify it exactly, but I think that the problem of the Hormuz Straits was understood as the fighting went on. I think that's...
It became understood.
It became...
Bingo. They didn't come up with a plan prior to. They didn't do that. And the past administrations said that if it came to that, them cutting off the straits, what their plan B would be. I also showed you guys that. I got 430 in the building. Please, 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 and thank you. Can I please get a few more likes? Please and thank you. I hate to stop and I hate to beg for them. It takes me a lot of time to put these clips together and to present them to you. This is how I see things going from my point of view, from my eyes. Let's go.
Was it misread at the beginning?
I'm not sure it was misread, but there's a great risk for Iran to do it. And it took a while for them to understand how big that risk is, which they understand now. No, I don't claim perfect form.
After the fact. They understand after the fact. This is what got them in trouble. 2 different countries, 2 different objectives, and no plan B. I say this every live stream.
Foresight, and nobody had perfect foresight. Neither did the Iranians.
Is the war with Iran over? And if it isn't, who will decide?
Pay attention to this, because he clearly say, and if you guys don't take that he's running the show from these clips, then I don't know what to tell you. He's running the show.
When it is.
I think it accomplished a great deal, but it's not over because there's still nuclear material, enriched uranium that has to be taken out of Iran. There's still enrichment sites that have to be dismantled. There's still proxies that Iran...
When they told us, they obliterated everything, right? Yeah, okay.
supports their ballistic missiles that they still want to produce. Now, we've degraded a lot of it, but all of that is still there, and there's work to be done.
How do you envision the highly enriched?
Y'all hear that? There's work to be done. I told y'all time and time again, if that is their objective, this war will not be over for a very long time. Just to extract it takes months. So our sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews, they will be over there for quite a while.
Enriched uranium will be removed from Iran.
You go in and you take it out.
With what? Special forces from Israel, special forces from the United States?
Well, I'm not going to talk about military means, but the president.
Again, he don't want this to end. Once this ends, he either go on a run or he got to sit down. Again, there is 2 active warrants for war crimes for this man.
What President Trump has said to me, I want to go in there. And I think it can be done physically. That's not the problem. If you have an agreement and you go in and you take it out, why not? That's the best way.
What if there is?
I showed you guys a whole complete video of how they would have to go in and extract it. This is not no easy mission.
Isn't an agreement? Can it be taken out by force?
Well, you're going to ask me these questions. I'm going to dodge them because I'm not going to talk about our military possibilities, plans, or anything of the kind.
And I'm just trying to get at how long is it going to take to achieve that aim?
I'm not going to give a timetable to it, but I'm going to say that's a terrifically important mission.
Is it possible, Mr. Prime Minister, that the...
Let me tell y'all, they moved the USS Alaska. It's an Ohio class ballistic missile submarine. They moved that over there today to show force. That's all I'm saying.
The war with Iran could end, but the war with Hezbollah could continue? That these would be separate and divergent battlefields?
They should be. What Iran would like to do is to say, no, if we achieve a ceasefire here, we want a ceasefire
They do, clearly.
You know why? Because they want Hezbollah to...
They didn't move that there for no reason. It's about to escalate.
Stay there and continue to torture Lebanon, continue to hold its people hostage, and continue...
Will you accept that?
No, we've said...
Even if President Trump asks you to?
Well, look, he understands what I'm saying.
You hear that? He understands what I'm saying. He running the show. Y'all can't tell me nothing different.
I mean, we want to get rid of that danger.
We asked them for a ceasefire. They are still going back and forth, drawing imaginary lines to attack. Okay.
To our communities, to our cities, they rocket our cities all the time. They rocket our communities. And of course, would you want to live like that?
So this could go on?
Yeah, but
even if Iran...
This could go on. Trump is saying it's coming to an end. Did y'all hear what Netanyahu just said? This can go on. I'm just saying.
Is solved.
I hope. No, if this regime is indeed weakened or possibly toppled, I think it's the end of Hezbollah. It's the end of Hamas. It's probably the end of the Houthis, because the whole scaffolding of the terrorist proxy network.
That's what he wants. This is exactly what he wants. I got to take that back because I got to hear him say it one more time. This could go on. I tried to tell y'all.
Or anything of the kind.
And I'm just trying to get at how long is it going to take to achieve that aim?
I'm not going to give a timetable to it, but I'm going to say that's a terrifically important mission.
Is it possible, Mr. Prime Minister, that the war with Iran could end, but the war with Hezbollah could continue? That these would be separate and divergent battlefields?
They should be. What Iran would like to do is to say, if we achieve a ceasefire here, we want a ceasefire
They do, clearly.
You know why? Because they want Hezbollah to stay there and continue to torture Lebanon, continue to hold its people hostage, and continue...
Will you accept that?
No, we've said...
Even if President Trump asks you to?
Well, look, he understands what I'm saying. I mean,
He understands what I'm saying. So here we go. We got him, Netanyahu, saying it's going to be a while. And then we got Trump saying it'll be over soon. Trump is ready to move on. This is our problem right here. Israel. They're not ready to move on.
We want to get rid of that danger to our communities, to our cities. They rocket our cities all the time. They rocket our communities. And of course, would you want to live like that?
So this could go on.
Yeah, but
even if Iran is solved.
I hope no. If this regime is indeed weakened or possibly toppled, I think it's the end of Hezbollah. It's the end of Hamas. It's probably the end of the Houthis, because the whole scaffolding of the terrorist proxy network that Iran built collapses if the regime in Iran collapses.
Do you believe it is possible to topple the Iranian regime?
I think that you can't predict when that happens.
You said all those deaths for what? Another psycho that wants that wants to stay out of prison. Yeah. He damn sure does. He knows when the music stops, when all of this stops, he got to answer. He got to answer to somebody.
Is it possible? Yes. Is it guaranteed? No.
Breaking news. Benjamin Netanyahu was on 60 Minutes last night, and he exposed a lot. Besides him looking like a walking corpse, this guy looks like he aged 20 years overnight. I'm speculating here, but I think he's sick. Anyway, everyone's pretending Trump is running the show in the Middle East, but one 60 Minutes interview just proved the truth.
Bingo. I suggest whoever did not watch that 60-minute interview, watch it. Watch it. You're going to feel the same way I feel. I can guarantee it.
Here he is in this clip telling 60 Minutes that the war is not over.
Is the war with Iran over? And if it isn't, who will decide when it is?
I think it accomplished a great deal, but it's not over because there's still nuclear material, enriched uranium that has to be taken out of Iran. There's still enrichment sites that have to.
I'm going to be honest with you. I totally believe that if Trump could get the straits open, he would walk away. I'm telling you.
Be dismantled. There are still proxies that Iran supports. There are ballistic missiles that they still want to produce. Now,
so it sounds like he's the one running negotiations. Trump literally says yes to anything Netanyahu tells him, no matter what his own advisors or generals say. Netanyahu is in charge of this war and America's entire foreign policy in the Middle East, which is why.
Those were the three that was in the room. Boom. There they go. Kushner, Witkoff, and Netanyahu. Those were the individuals that made this decision. Okay? They made this decision.
Witkoff and Jared Kushner run these negotiations. I absolutely believe they are Israeli agents. He goes on to say all the killing in Gaza were mistakes. He claims Israel is on the verge of extermination. That's a complete lie. He's only saying it to justify the genocide he's carried out in Gaza and now southern Lebanon. 72,000 mistakes, destroying 90% of civilian infrastructure. Yeah, right. Totally just mistakes by the most moral army in the world, IDF. Then he tries to blame social media for focusing on the bad and mentions his Eighth Front War once again. He talks about weaning off United States aid of $3.9 billion a year, plus all the other emergency aid benefits he gets. And this wean off U.S. aid talk, total BS. He's basically setting it up so they can start charging us even more for their intel and technology, which will be much higher than the $3.9 billion per year. We already send them. Trust me, if this was going to benefit them more, they wouldn't be talking about weaning off of it. A few months ago, they said all the intel and technology they share with the U.S. is worth close to $50 billion a year. This guy is nothing but a big BSer. He's telling us he's in control of this war and justifying his genocide.
Diamond Gang, I'm telling you, he's going to keep going and going and going.
Bottom line, Trump is compromised. He's bent over backwards to appease Netanyahu and Israel. There has to be a reason he's acting like Israel's lapdog. MAGA is completely dead. My belief has always been America only, not America first. America only. We need to stop letting a foreign leader drag us into their wars that does not benefit our country.
I think that is unfortunately a clear pattern, and it is partly driven.
Now we're going to get into Trump basically self-sabotaging the peace talks. I've been said this. I feel like he's basically negotiating over True Social. He talks too much. There's no nice way to say it. He's talking way too much.
By his very strong desire to make it appear as if this was not a real negotiation, but rather something that Trump dictated to the other side, and the other.
That part, he went in trying to, it wasn't diplomatic at all. He tried to go in and say, you're going to do this, y'all going to do that. That's not the way. That is not the way.
Side, out of their weakness and out of the strength of America, had to agree to it. I mean, he used language, they better sign this fast. I mean, this is the language of dictation. And he's using that oftentimes.
And the threats, they're so over those threats.
At these sensitive moments, because he wants to give the impression that he is in charge, that he didn't lose this war, that this is not an equal negotiation. It's a negotiation in which he clearly is in a position of power. But that is, unfortunately, from his standpoint, not the reality, and it tends to backfire. I'm not saying it's the main reason for the absence of an agreement at this point, but in these sensitive moments, it is very unhelpful.
Oh, I definitely believe it's the reason why.
Just go through, though, the utter embarrassment.
Now, let me say this, okay? He is on his way to China. And I believe that he's going to ask China for their assistance. Hey, what's up, Todd? What up, baby? I think that he's going to ask China for their assistance, okay? What's up, Crypto? What's up, y'all? Good to see you guys. I think he's going to ask China for their assistance, but this is like the first time he's in a long time that he's really going somewhere to meet with another foreign leader. Iran has been doing this, and I mean, they've been setting up deal after deal after deal after deal. Listen to my boy, the Midas Touch. Let's go. Hit the like for your girl. Get me to 100 likes, please, and thank you. Let's listen to how many foreign countries Iran has linked up with. Let's go.
And shame Donald Trump is experiencing. Iran announces that its foreign minister Araghchi held bilateral communications with the foreign minister of the UK. Foreign Minister Araghchi announced bilateral negotiations and communications with Turkey, bilateral communications and negotiations with Japan, bilateral negotiations and communication with Saudi Arabia's foreign minister, bilateral communication.
Let me stop it right there. Do you see what they're doing? Do you see what they're doing? You said, I know our country is screwed. I love y'all. I do. I can't wait to get down there. He's going to release an elephant in China. Don't start y'all shit. I still got a lot of information to go through. Please, y'all don't start. Don't get me to laughing and acting goofy. It's too damn early. Let's go. They are meeting with everybody. Let me take it back. Let's hear it one more time. One more time. Let's go. Hold on.
Out of the strength of America, had to agree to it. I mean, he used language, they better sign this fast. I mean, this is the language of dictation. And he's using that oftentimes at these sensitive moments because he wants to give the impression that he is in charge, that he didn't lose this war, that this is not an equal negotiation. It's a negotiation in which he clearly is in a position of power. But that is, unfortunately, from his standpoint, not the reality. And it tends to backfire. I'm not saying it's the main reason for the absence of an agreement at this point, but in these sensitive moments, it is very unhelpful.
All right, let's go. Let's listen to all of these countries and all of these foreign leaders. They are making deals.
Go through, though, the utter embarrassment and shame Donald Trump is experiencing. Iran announces that its foreign minister Araghchi held bilateral communications with the foreign minister of the UK. Foreign Minister Araghchi announced bilateral negotiations and communications with Turkey, bilateral communications and negotiations with Japan, bilateral negotiations and communication with Saudi Arabia's foreign minister, bilateral communications and negotiation with Spain's foreign minister, bilateral communications and negotiations with Poland's foreign.
Some of our allies. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this shit? Let's go.
Foreign minister, with the foreign minister of Switzerland, with the foreign minister of India, with the foreign minister of Italy, with the foreign minister of South Korea, with the foreign minister of Brazil, with the foreign minister of Turkmenistan with the foreign minister of Pakistan.
Diamond Gang, they making moves. They making power moves.
With the foreign minister of Kenya, with the foreign. Do you get the point? Do you get the point? And by the way, this is public stuff. They're not hiding it. One by one, foreign ministers of nations that were once allied with the United States are lining up to speak.
What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? I told y'all he was going to alienate us. We're going to be on this island by our damn selves real soon. You said this war, what's up, David? This war is the worst excursion in U.S. history. What did I tell you? You said, Clara said, this is only going to end badly. Yeah, that's the sad part, you know? That's the sad part. I had to take a couple days off because it started getting to me mentally. All right, let's go.
With Foreign Minister Araghchi, because Iran is in a stronger position. And these countries are trying to figure out how can we get our ships through the Strait of Hormuz. And we have to recognize that Iran is not just a regional power player right now, but is an international power player like never before, as Donald Trump lost the war, as the mighty and powerful United States Navy.
You said what I say is true. You get paid to do this. No. He said, why would you ban me? Stop spamming my chat, please. Listen, I forgot to say my public announcement. You guys are free to express yourself in my chat. You don't have to agree with me. You just can't be disrespectful. And I'm asking nicely, please and thank you. Misspell all curse words. That's it. That's it.
Is now reduced to behaving like pirates, as CENTCOM is bragging that it attacks certain ghost ships of Iran, and they want to get like applauded because the powerful U.S. Navy attacks defenseless cargo ships heading to China. I mean, are you kidding me? Our Navy is the strongest Navy in the history of humankind. Our soldiers, as Hegseth likes to say, our war fighters, they are patriots. They are strong. They are the best trained. But in the hands of a sicko, maniac, lifelong bankrupting loser like Donald Trump, we're seeing how it plays out. And the rest of the world sees this. Why do you think they're so publicly calling Foreign Minister Araghchi? Why do you think China's giving
that part? So our allies basically going to our enemy to work it out.
Iran the red carpet treatment before Donald Trump's visit with Xi Jinping.
Reports indicate Iran has responded to the U.S. peace proposal to end the war, delivering their response to...
Now, Diamond Gang, if you're just now coming in here, you guys know how I do it. I take it from the day prior to, and then I work my way up to what's going on in real time. So at this time, Iran responded, and Trump didn't go for it. So let's go.
Pakistani mediators. State media says this response only focuses on ending the war and the security of the Strait of Hormuz. There is no mention of Iran's nuclear program.
Here's the deal. At the end of the day, I believe that if they could just get the straits open and then agree to come to the table to talk about this enrichment, which is going, and I told you guys, this is going to mock Obama's. It is. It's going to mock it. They're just going to get more of their own money back.
A key agenda item for the Trump administration. We're also tracking another development, and that is an attack earlier today on a cargo ship off the coast of Qatar. An unidentified projectile hit this vessel about 23 nautical miles northeast of Doha, likely an Iranian attack. And it follows reports from both the UAE and Kuwait of Iranian drones over their skies. And so, as these diplomatic conversations are happening, Iran is still threatening maritime security in Gulf countries. We should also note there was a meeting this weekend between Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and the Qatari Prime Minister in Miami, discussing a possible negotiated settlement as it relates to the issue of Iran.
Just moments ago, Iran issued their response to the latest proposal put out by the United States.
They stood tall and they stood strong. They said they're not bowing down. And that's what we're going to get into, what they had to say after Trump said it was a no-go.
President saying we will never bow our heads before the enemy, and if talk of dialogue or negotiation arises, it does not mean surrender or retreat. Rather, the goal is to uphold the rights of the Iranian nation and to defend national interests.
So nobody's willing. It's not a give or take thing. Nobody's willing to let anything go.
With resolute strength.
It would be a big mistake. Take a listen.
Today as well, we warn the enemy that if they once again commit aggression and once again fall into a miscalculation, just as they did in the past, and are now in fact paying the price for those past mistakes and bearing the consequences.
Iran's president also shared a short statement on social media saying, in part, we will never bow our heads before the enemy, and if talk of dialogue or negotiation arises, it does not mean surrender or retreat. And by the way, Iran is also warning any vessels from countries.
Now, remember, gang, the last live stream, we found out that they can actually go on another 3 to 4 months with the straits closed and not be hit economically. We went over that. So they still got another 3 or 4 months to hold up the straits if they want to. All right, let's go.
To comply with U.S. sanctions will face difficulties crossing the Strait of Hormuz. But meantime, U.S. continuing its stronghold, its blockade over the strait. And as you mentioned, the U.S. Central Command has so far redirected more than 60 ships and disabled 4 others. So we'll wait and see. But the initial response to what we've heard from Iran, not exactly positive from the Trump administration. Tommy, back to you.
Ashley Webster in Tel Aviv. Thank you so much.
The only thing, wait, let me see. I don't know if this is going to read out or not, but the only thing we have demanded are Iran's legitimate rights. I leave the judgment to you and to our people. Is Iran's request to end the war in the region Iran requests to stop maritime piracy. Against Iranian vessels, which they have called a maritime blockade, or Iran's request for the release of assets. They want their money, and I believe that's going to be a part of the deal. We're going to release assets, their assets. We're going to lift sanctions. We're going to release assets, but we're going to give more than what Obama did. Let's go. Belonging to the Iranian people. Unjustly blocked for years due to U.S.
به خاطر فشار آمریکا در بانک‌های خارجی محبوس شده. آیا اینها مطالبه
pressure on foreign banks
زیاده خواهانه است؟
Pressure on foreign banks and excessive demand is our proposal to
پیشنهاد ما برای اینکه در تنگه
ensure safe navigation through
هرمز تردد ایمن صورت بگیره. آیا
the Straits of Hormuz and excessive request.
مطالبه زیاده خواهانه است؟
So that's basically saying, we want that blockade gone. Could be the beginning of the end. Everyone now is the time to bow a knee and accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal savior. When God comes back, he will bring order to this chaos. Amen on that. Amen. Let's go.
Hours after Iran reportedly responded to the U.S. proposal for an agreement, President Trump just posted on Truth Social saying Iran has been playing games with the United States and the rest of the world for 47 years. And then finally,
here you go, y'all, with the threats. That was his first thing to do, was to go to Truth Social. And mind you, he was up all last night crashing out. We're going to get into that.
Hit pay dirt when Barack Obama became president. And the president goes on to say, after a lengthy post on Truth Social, that for 47 years, the Iranians have been tapping us along, keeping us waiting, killing our people with their roadside bombs, destroying protests, and recently wiping out 42,000 innocent, unarmed protesters, and laughing at our great, again, country. And the president ends this post on Truth Social by saying, they will be laughing no longer. So a lot of questions about.
So you know what that means, right? Here we go again. Trump talks like a toddler playing games. What a moron.
What was in that proposal, the response to it by the Iranians, and how the United States and Israel will reply. We know that President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are expected to speak on the phone tonight.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. I told y'all earlier, they positioned the USS Alaska an Ohio classic ballistic missile submarine over there today. So this can mean that it's going to escalate, because they did that to show, yeah, we're bringing force. I'm telling you, we're going to do this if you guys don't negotiate. So this can escalate. That's the post. That's the actual post. For 47 years, the Iranians have been tapping, have been tapping us along, keeping us waiting, unaliving our people with their roadside bombs, destroying protesters, yada, yada. Let's go. So that's his threat. Okay, come on. Where's it at? Okay, here we go. Hold on. I don't know how long I got this. Okay, let me
any event, we'll see what happens.
I want y'all to see this. Hold on.
When Barack Obama.
Sorry, guys. That slide was taking a little long, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Yeah, so he countered with a threat.
We have some big Iran war news right now. Donald Trump is not happy this Mother's Day, saying that he just read the response from Iran's so-called representatives. I don't like it. Totally unacceptable. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's all we got, apparently.
This right here, I don't like it. What's up, Mitch? What's up? You didn't even come and get me the other day. Oh, you're welcome. This is what I don't like. Negotiating over Truth Social. I don't like it. I don't.
There was an emergency phone call between Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu earlier today. It looks as though we may be, I guess, restarting a war that really hasn't ended, because we've been striking Iran over the past couple of days regardless. But over the past couple of weeks, Donald Trump has been saying he has all the cards. Donald Trump has been saying that he's winning. And then at the same time, Axios has been reporting that we're close to a deal. We're almost at this memorandum, 14 points, yada, yada, yada. This looks nothing like close to a deal. And it's starting to at least seem publicly
that part. Diamond Gang, I got 76 likes. Please, 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 and thank you. Can you guys get me to 100 likes? If you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned. Thank you all. Thank you to those that hit the like. Let's go.
maybe he doesn't actually have all the cards. In any event, we'll see what happens next. But right now, happy Mother's Day from the President of the United States. I'll have more updates for you soon. As always, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
He said nothing about Mother's Day. Nothing. Not even to his wife. I have just read the response from Iran's so-called representatives. I don't like it. Totally unacceptable. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald Trump. That's how he's answering. This is insane.
Iran just delivered a brand new 10-point proposal to Donald Trump, and he's not happy about it whatsoever. But Iran says they don't care what he thinks. Here are the details of the latest proposal. The U.S. military presence is described as the main source of instability. American bases are portrayed as unable to secure themselves. Iran says the Strait of Hormuz should be free of the United States. Tehran describes a shared destiny with Gulf countries. Foreign powers are declared unwelcomed in the Persian Gulf. Iran says its growing influence is part of a new regional order. They mention maintaining control of the Strait of Hormuz and implementing new rules and management that will overwhelmingly benefit the Iranian economy. This is the exact same proposal as before. Trump responded to this proposal saying, "I don't like it, totally unacceptable." But an Iranian source told Tasnim News that Trump's response carries no significance, stating that no one in Iran formulates proposals to please Trump. The source claims the negotiation team writes exclusively for the rights of the Iranian people, and if Trump is dissatisfied, that is probably preferable. They even said that Trump does not like reality, so he keeps losing to Iran again and again. It's pretty obvious
So there go the 10 points. They're asking for the same thing. They haven't changed anything. It's basically the same.
Iranians are not afraid whatsoever.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump has spent Mother's Day lashing out at anyone and everyone, and he hasn't posted about Mother's Day at all today.
Listen, they are so mad that at Obama.
In the past several hours, he attacked Iran, he attacked the Supreme Court, he attacked Congressman Ro Khanna, he attacked Democrats, and he attacked more. He also attacked Hakeem Jeffries, and he even also attacked Eric Holder.
He gets Hakeem Jeffries on a regular.
And Chuck Schumer. He also attacked President Barack Obama. Literally all of this within the past 3 hours. Just launching tirades on Truth Social. He has not posted about Mother's Day at all today. He has not wished Melania Trump, his wife, and the mother of his kids a Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. He has not spoken about his mother at all today on Truth Social. He also hasn't wished the American people and mothers across the country a Happy Mother's Day as a
Listen,
president.
today he said he don't care what it's costing us, the American people. And I brought that clip. He said he don't care. His goal was to make sure that Iran never has a nuke. He don't care how much it's costing us.
President typically would do. It's seeming like he's spending the day in meetings with Netanyahu over Iran, and then now just lashing out on Truth Social. As always, I'll have more news for you soon. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
Trump is in a total panic as he's not getting his way, having a meltdown on Truth Social. It started off with him calling Ro Khanna of California a sleazebag, complaining about Fox News having...
He called a reporter stupid today. I think 2 of them. We're going to get into that. And that's right before we get into Hegseth's meeting with Congress and Patel. He had a meltdown. It was crazy. I can't wait to get into that.
Him on the show and supposedly not countering his lies, although Trump lies on TV constantly. But, it's the Democrats with the...
Mitch said he's a schoolyard bully, but he will meet his match soon. I pray that generals will stop Trump from launching a nuke, and I don't even believe in God. Really? He don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, but he wants America to have one. Yeah, and Israel too.
Hateful rhetoric, Trump calling him a sleazebag. That's friendly chatter. Calling what Ro Khanna was saying fake bullshit. And this is good. He's now calling the Democrats the Democrats. Good one, Trump. Next, he says he read the response from Iran and says it's totally unacceptable. No deal. Calling the Democrats the radical left Democrats again, saying they all must fail. Then he goes on to complain about the Supreme Court's decision on the tariffs again, saying...
Yeah, they're blocking him. That's over. He cannot do that anymore with the tariffs.
They should have added a line in their ruling saying all money paid to the United States does not have to be paid back. Like that little clause he added to his agreement on the Trump phones where they don't have to
Nobody got their Trump phones. I should have grabbed that. There was an update on that. Nobody got their Trump phones.
Deliver a phone or pay anyone back. No refunds. Oh, and then he wasn't done going off on Fox News and Ro Khanna, calling Ro Khanna a sleazebag again.
Can you guys believe he literally fell out with Fox News? He fell out with Fox News.
Talking about all his political enemies like Bill Maher and Hakeem Jeffries, and it just goes on and on. This is just complete, utter nonsense. He even went on to say that MAGA Republicans make up 100% of the Republican Party and that they all hate Fox News. Then there's this most recent post, which is lengthy, where he goes off.
He went off on the press because they caught him asleep. I got that too. They went off and said he was blinking. Clearly, you could see he was taking a nap.
On the Supreme Court again, specifically Neil Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett, saying he demands their loyalty, but he doesn't want their loyalty, but they should be ruling in his favor, but they're not, and that they're going to rule against birthright citizenship before they have. It sounds like Trump is really just suffering from a case of Democrat derangement syndrome. He really can't handle that they are the ones winning, and he is the loser.
They definitely are flipping seats, gang. Don't be shocked.
Loser. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here.
Thank you for everyone to hit that like. If you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned. I appreciate y'all. Get me to 100 likes.
For the 411.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump is continuing his Mother's Day tirade, this time lashing out at Fox News, accusing Fox News of undermining MAGA and him and the Republican Party.
As much butt kissing as Fox News does, it's Trump's world over there at Fox News. I could not believe this. I had to bring this to y'all.
Attacking Fox News in a way he really hasn't before. In the New Truth Social post, he says you could listen to Fox News all day long, absolutely devour it. But then when you hear sleazebags like Congressman Ro Khanna, a wolf's in sheep's clothing, lie, and lie again without any pushback, the entire common sense dialogue that has been going on all day at Fox is completely obliterated. He goes on to say, no matter how fair and balanced the day's news at Fox may be, the end result is destroyed by professional liars, conmen, and liberal crooked politicians. This is why many Republicans hate Fox, despite the wonderful content.
Here's the thing. Fox have been lying for Trump since this started. I cannot believe this happened.
Contributions made by many of their great anchors and commentators. He goes on to say it's hard to win elections like this. Mind you, it's now 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. He still hasn't even wished Melania Trump, his wife and the First Lady, a happy Mother's Day. Hasn't posted Mother's Day wishes at all today. But he is lashing out at Fox News. I'll have more updates for you soon. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
It is now day 73 of the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran. Here's a roundup of what happened in the past 24 hours. Tehran sent a...
So we are almost at today's date, a.m. in the a.m.
formal response to the latest U.S. peace proposal via Pakistani mediators today. The response focuses on a permanent end to the war on all fronts and ensuring maritime security. President Trump quickly dismissed the response as totally unacceptable.
Listen, they said that they will not negotiate until we move the blockade. That's it.
Acceptable. He accused Tehran of playing games and reiterated threats to resume full-scale bombing if an agreement is not reached. The spokesperson for Iran's Parliament's Foreign Policy and National Security Committee, Ibrahim Rezai, said that starting today, Iran's restraint has come to an end and that attacks on Iranian vessels will be met with a heavy and decisive response against U.S. ships and bases.
So they said that's it. And they have been kind of calm for quite some time.
He added that the best course is to surrender and make concessions, adding that the U.S. must get used to the new regional order. Global oil prices remain heavily elevated due to the ongoing conflict.
So again, this takes us back to that first clip that I showed you guys. Neither side is willing to budge.
Conflict between the United States and Iran, which has functionally closed the Strait of Hormuz. The war has caused a global supply shortfall of roughly 14.5 million barrels per day, a disruption larger than the 1973 and 1979 oil crises combined. Meanwhile, Israeli strikes intensified across southern Lebanon, killing at least 39 people.
Did y'all hear that? Israel, they just keep on, they amping it up. I'm telling you guys, Netanyahu is running the show. Let's go.
On Saturday, including a 12-year-old girl. At least 4 more deaths and 19 injuries were recorded today by Lebanese health authorities. Hezbollah claimed over 26 attacks on Israeli forces over the weekend, including a strike on an Israeli D-9 bulldozer. The Marin base air control base in northern Israel, and an Israeli.
Now, mind you, they're supposed to be under a ceasefire. Netanyahu asked for it to be over early. Instead of a 3-week ceasefire, he wanted it to only be a 2-week ceasefire. They never stopped. I keep telling you guys, they literally were making up imaginary lines. Let's go.
Military base south of Nahariya. Meanwhile, according to the Times of Israel, Israeli Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir said in a closed-door meeting that the Israeli army urgently requires additional troops to sustain its so-called multi-front war, and called on lawmakers to advance legislation to extend mandatory military service and increase the defense budget.
Good morning from a
Diamond Gang, please and thank you. I need 11 more likes, please, please, please. If you would like to support the channel, the Cash app is pinned. $, the great spills the tea. Thank you.
rainy White House. It's the beginning of a consequential week, highly consequential week. President Trump has now firmly rejected the latest counteroffer from the Iranians, calling it totally unacceptable. And keep in mind, this is a counteroffer from the Iranians that he had been waiting for more than a week. They had kept him waiting.
Yeah, they definitely did. They did not answer when they were supposed to, and it was still, they didn't change anything.
Waiting to get this response, and he found it totally unacceptable. Does not provide a roadmap, the White House says, to any kind of a resolution of the nuclear issue, and Iran is still demanding a complete end to the war, a lifting of sanctions, unfreezing of assets, a lot that the White House finds highly objectionable before getting to a final agreement. There had been talk last week that there was that the two sides were nearing on a 30-day opening of the Strait of Hormuz to allow for.
Now remember, that's what Iran wanted to do. They wanted to open it 30 days, and while it's open, Trump wanted to do the 30-day of the reopening, and then have talks or conversations.
Longer-term talks, that is not happening at all. The big question now is what next? And keep in mind, this is all happening as the president is preparing to go to China, the first visit to Beijing of an American president.
He's on his way. He was on a plane.
Nearly a decade, a highly consequential visit that had already been postponed with major issues, trade, artificial intelligence.
At this point, yeah, it was postponed, but I truly, honestly believe that he is going to ask China to help him with this, to speak with Iran to try to get this deal.
Taiwan, and now Iran will be a major topic of discussion. The White House wants the Chinese to cut off Iranian trade.
That's not going to happen.
Unclear that is going to happen. And of course, the Chinese want to see that Strait of Hormuz reopened and an end to the American blockade of Iran. So, big week, rainy start to it. Talk to you soon.
In the ongoing war with Iran, President Trump has rejected that country's latest offer to end the conflict. He says Iran won't budge on its nuclear program or on the unblocking of the Strait of Hormuz. He called the new proposal not worthy.
They said that they were not going to do it. The only way that they would do it is if we removed our blockade first.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave his thoughts on ending the war to our chief Washington correspondent, Major
He don't
Garrett.
want it to end. And you guys, I told you why.
In last night's 60 Minutes, it's the Prime Minister's first interview with a U.S. broadcast since Israel and the U.S. attacked Iran more than 2 months ago.
Is the war with Iran over? And if it isn't, who will decide when it is?
For those that wasn't in here when I first showed this, pay attention. You can clearly see he is running the show.
I think it accomplished a great deal, but it's not over because there's still nuclear material, enriched uranium that has to be taken out of Iran. There's still enrichment sites that have to be dismantled. There's still proxies.
And let me say this, okay? Prior to this even going down, I've said this multiple times. They were in the 6 rounds of negotiation. Iran had actually offered to dilute the uranium and to sell it as something else. We bombed. We bombed Israel first, and then we went in. So we were very close to a deal. And this is the second time. The second time. Now, last year, they said they obliterated everything. It was gone. Come to find out, that's not the case.
That Iran supports their ballistic missiles that they still want to produce. Now, we've degraded a lot of it.
And this is the reason why they do not want to give up the uranium now, because they feel like they cannot trust us. We bombed them twice in the midst of negotiations.
All that is still there, and there's work to be done.
How do you envision the highly enriched uranium will be removed from Iran?
You go in and you take it out.
With what?
Again, Diamond Gang, I showed you guys a whole video on how they would have to extract it. It is a very lengthy process, which can take months. It's not as easy as he's saying it. You go in and you take it. Again, he doesn't want this to stop because he will have to answer to his war crimes. There has been a second warrant issued for his arrest. And I showed you guys that. I showed you the actual agent reading off his warrant. So it's real.
Special forces from Israel, special forces from the United States.
Well, I'm not going to talk about military means, but what President Trump has said to me, I want to go in there. And I think it can be done physically. That's not the problem. If you have an agreement and you go in and you take it out.
Yeah, I bet he did say, I want to go in there after you jazzed it up and made it seem like it was just something you could just do just like that.
Why not? That's the best way.
What if there isn't an agreement? Can it be taken out by force?
Well, you're going to ask me these questions. I'm going to dodge them.
I guarantee you he prefers for it to be by force.
Because I'm not going to talk about our military possibilities, plans, or anything of the kind.
And I'm just trying to get at how long is it going to take to achieve that aim?
I'm not going to give a timetable to it, but I'm going to say that's a terrifically important mission.
And Netanyahu also proposed a possible shift.
You hear that? That's an important mission. So he's not going to stop. He's not. So if you guys think this is ending anytime soon, it is not. Strap up. We in for a ride.
In America's longstanding military aid for his country.
Do you believe it's time for the state of Israel to re-examine and possibly reset its financial relationship to the United States, meaning what the United States provides to Israel on an annual basis?
Absolutely. And I've said this to President Trump. I've said it to our own people. Their jaws dropped. But I said, look.
Well, what do you mean? What are you saying?
I want to.
Hillary Clinton has had multiple conversations with this man. She says she can show, like he puts the pressure on. He has put the pressure on the U.S. for many years. And Trump was the one, he fell for it.
Draw down to zero the American financial support, the financial component of the military cooperation that we have, because we receive $3.8 billion a year. And I think that it's time that we weaned ourselves from the remaining military support.
Can you give me a timetable?
I said, let's start now and do it over the next decade, over the next 10 years. But I want to start now. I don't want to wait for the next Congress. I want to start now.
For the time being, the ceasefire remains in place.
Now, Trump says that the ceasefire is basically on life support. So again, I told you guys, they moved the submarine over there to show force. I think it's going to escalate. At this point, what other choice do we have?
It's unbelievably weak, I would say. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. I said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support. They understand these are all medical people. Dr. Oz, life support.
And this right here, every time he goes to speak, this is what's getting in the way of talks.
It's not a good thing. Do you agree? Bad prognostic. I would say the ceasefire is on massive life support, where the doctor walks in and says, sir, your loved one has approximately a 1% chance of living.
President Trump himself described the ceasefire with Iran as being on life support. He said that yesterday. Where does that leave things in your mind right now? Do you expect a return to fighting, and what could that look like?
Yeah, that part. You said get your food and water ready, people.
This has been the most disastrous move this president could have made. He took a situation where the Strait of Hormuz was open and has made it closed with dramatically bad consequences for Americans and security in that region. Remember, they still have their highly enriched fissile material. Remember, it is now a more extreme regime than it was before.
Bingo. Did y'all hear that? More extreme. And I told you guys that. They have no stop button. I showed you guys a video on how their military is set up. It is so many subsectors. It's insane how they are set up. There is no stop button because guess what? When you unalive their leaders, they just become more ramped up.
And now we have a global economic shock going on with no off-ramp. This president has led our nation into a trap. And now the most powerful nation on the planet is in a virtual stalemate with Iran. This is embarrassing, this is wrong, and this is costly. And he has no answers about how he's going to resolve this, with the exception of to start bombing again.
Diamond Gang, I need 7 more likes to get to 100 likes. I got 417 in the building. Please, 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 and thank you. Support the channel by hitting the like. It is free. If you would like to support the channel monetarily, the Cash App is pinned.
And which has not brought what he said he wants, unconditional surrender. It certainly has not. So we are in a bad moment, and we have to find a way out.
We have some news right now. The White House is lashing out at reporters for
now. This is where we're getting ready to get into the Trump administration lashing out at reporters.
Suggesting or even posting a picture of Donald Trump with his eyes closed, dozing off, potentially even falling asleep during a maternal health event in the Oval Office today, demanding that they say that Trump was blinking and not sleeping. This is from the White House rapid response, quote, "He was blinking, you absolute moron," after this reporter posted this picture of Donald Trump today in the Oval Office. Now,
all right, Diamond Gang, if you think he was sleeping, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that he was blinking, put a 2 in the chat. So 1 for sleeping, 2 for blinking.
a picture, I mean, he could have just been blinking, right? But we do have video, and you tell me if he was blinking or not.
In the Perinatal Improvement Collaborative hospitals, we have reduced maternal mortality.
1 for sleeping, 2 for blinking. You only said 2, girl. He was knocked out.
By 41.5%, which is truly incredible. And this is compared with the 5.9% decline in benchmark.
And that continues to go on and on. I looked at his eyes. I mean, they looked pretty close.
Why am I looking at the chat? Oh, shoot. Let's go. He said Booker's furniture and politics isn't good. All right, let's go.
Or at least dozing off. Doesn't look like he was just sitting there blinking like the White House is claiming. And I don't know why the White House is so upset when even that reporter, if you go back to the picture at the beginning, never said that Trump was asleep. Spread the word, follow for more.
The Trump White House is in full damage control right now. They are lashing out.
It was going crazy yesterday. Listen, if it was a part of the news yesterday, I got it. Let's go.
At reporters who are sharing photos and videos of Donald Trump appearing to doze off during a press conference in the Oval Office earlier today. The photographers and videographers in the Oval Office captured multiple instances of Donald Trump closing his eyes for long periods of time.
What is that face right there? Why they do that to that man? I'm sorry, y'all. This is bad. Let's go. You said sorry, sassy. Said one. Sorry. Oh, you must have hit two. It's all good.
Such as this one and this one. So the White House sent their official
I'm going to show you why he was asleep. I'm going to show you. His ass be up on True Social posting all night.
rapid response accounts to try to correct the record on this, saying that Donald Trump wasn't dozing off. He was simply blinking, like this response right here, where the rapid response account for the White House said he was blinking, you absolute moron. We replied, doctors and health organizations generally recommend that healthy adults get 7 to 9 hours of blinking per night. This MAGA influence.
It's morning where you are, Flaw. Flavor. Hey, I think I've seen you here before. Good morning.
Influencer account responded to our post writing, Trump is literally blinking. Accounts like this should be blocked and banished from your timeline. This is what needs to be removed from this app to succeed.
He got to stay off True Social. Posting, man.
Roll the tape.
In the Perinatal Improvement Collaborative hospitals, we have reduced maternal mortality by 41.5%, which is truly incredible. And this is compared with the
They did him dirty. I'm sorry, but as much as he talked about Joe Biden, and I don't even like Joe, but they got him good.
5.9% decline in benchmark hospitals over the same period.
I gotta say, that's a very long blink. Spread the word, follow along, and hey, remember to listen to the Midas Touch podcast for more.
Come on, Diamond Gang. I'm at 99 likes. Come on. I got 330 in the building. Get one more person. Hit the like, please. Let's go.
Or you could find it anywhere audio podcasts are found.
In the Perinatal Improvement
One more time, y'all. One more time. We got to see this one more time.
Collaborative hospitals, we have reduced maternal mortality by 4.5%, which is truly incredible. And this is compared with
My boy is shaking his head like this is unbelievable. Thank you, Diamond Gang. I love y'all. I love my audience. I love y'all.
5.9% decline in benchmark hospitals over the same period of time.
This is insane. They want us to believe this man is in perfect physical health. Just not possible. Look, his mouth was drooping. He's passed out while someone's speaking.
Listen, the reason why is because he be on True Social, y'all. For real. I'm going to show y'all.
He was up late last night posting meme images of himself. Like, this guy is not okay. Now, I do prefer him in this comatose-like state where his mouth is not moving, but we got to be real with everything here. If this were Joe Biden, he would have been removed from office already. And this type of stuff with Joe Biden is the reason he did not run for re-election ultimately, because he was not physically up.
Yeah, he definitely, he would have lost by a landslide. Nobody was going to vote for Joe. I wasn't shit.
Up for the job. The same thing goes here with Trump. He is not up for it. And we have major serious issues going on in this country.
Diamond Gang, for some reason, I just believe when it's time for him to go, I don't think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to walk away quietly. I don't, because he keeps bringing it up. Like there's going to be some way, somehow he'll be able to run again. But let's go.
Conflicts across the world. We need a leader that is able to be present, alert, and able to process all the information being given to them. Trump here appears to be unable to do any of that.
Somebody said Doze and Donnie. Alice, I might use that. That might be his new name.
Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Donald Trump decided to wake up and continue his insane social media postings.
This is exactly why. Now, this is today. This is today. Well, actually, it's after 12 where I'm at. So this was yesterday around this time. Look at what he was doing.
And this time it included AI images of Obama and Biden shirtless in a pool, racist photos, and more. At 7:53 in the morning, this is the first thing that Donald Trump posted after waking up. It says,
why do the hell he got Nancy Pelosi in that pool? Joe Biden sleeping in the middle and Obama. It's crazy. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy, y'all. Look at this.
Democrats love sewage, and it's an AI image of Obama, Biden, and Pelosi in the reflecting pool. And I just think this is deranged. Like, how crazy do you have to be to come up with
Now that I did get this clip, but I did not know he had them in sewage.
something like this? Next at 7:54, again, he posted this image, 159 Iranian ships, Obama, Biden, Trump. He actually posted this the other day. I don't know if he remembers that, but of course not true. At 7:54, again, he endorses the idea of putting his face on the 100.
Diamond Gang, he literally wants to put his face on money. He's trying to make that happen. I kid y'all not.
$100 bill and also his name on the back of it. Then at 7:55 a.m., he posted another image that he uploaded the other day as well. It says JB Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, is too busy to keep Chicago safe. And
What's going on, y'all? Could y'all believe this? He's not going to leave quietly. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Why do we tolerate this? I don't know. This is sad. It is. That's why I had to take a couple days off, because some of the things that I was watching and things that he was doing, it started affecting me. So I was just like, I got to stop watching this for a day or two.
It's ironic that he's insulting Pritzker for this when Donald Trump looks like he does. At 7:55 a.m., Hakeem Low IQ Jeffries, his district, him at home. It's incredibly racist that Donald Trump is painting a majority Black district as this, and he's attacking Hakeem Jeffries, calling him low IQ. 7:57 in the morning, lasers, bing, bing, gone. What? And finally, 8:03 in the morning, bye-bye fast boats, with, of course, another AI image.
So again, once again, he is threatening Iran over Truth Social. So he's basically saying that we're going to bomb all their smaller boats. This is unacceptable. It really is.
So not only did Trump post over 55 times in the middle of the night last night, but he woke up and...
Did y'all hear that? He posted over 55 times and still got up and started doing it again.
Continued this crap. It is insane.
Well, it's just after 1 a.m. Eastern time, and Trump is at it again, rage posting this one, going after the New York Times, freaking out over their reporting.
Yes, please, please, and thank you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Get me over 4K. Let's go, Diamond Gang. Please, 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 and thank you. Hit the like, hit the like. And if you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned. It is $ the great spills the tea. Thank you.
He is furious over this reporting. Trump has been up for the last 3 hours posting crazy conspiracy theories on his Truth Social stuff about the 2016 election and Obama, alleging that he knew about Hillary Clinton's secret email server from far-right radical websites and outlets. He's posting about the 2020 election and how it was stolen from him. Crazy stuff, guys. This is what the president of the United States is up late at night focusing on. Not about ending the war in Iran, not about getting the cost of fuel down or the cost of groceries down or the cost of anything down. He's complaining about the tariffs, and he's complaining about the Supreme Court, and that everyone is essentially against him. But in reality, his own worst enemy is himself.
That part, and you can self-sabotage.
In that post I just showed you, he goes from talking in the third person to the first person about himself in the same sentence. It is quite literally maddening. At this rate, I'm not sure if we can wait until May 26th for him to go to Walter Reed. He really needs to be seen by a medical professional immediately, especially at the rate at which he's going. We're talking dozens and dozens of posts in the last 3 hours. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. If you're just waking up in the morning and seeing this, this is what your president has been doing up all night if you're an American citizen. Comment, like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Iran is now floating the idea of enriching their uranium to 90%, which is weapons grade, if the United States and Israel...
You hear that? Now they are looking to upgrade. Upgrade it. And y'all want to know why? Because of what's going on right now.
Israel decide to attack again. This warning came from a spokesperson for the Iranian Parliament's National Security and Foreign Policy Commission, who said that such an escalation will be reviewed by Parliament in the event of renewed conflict. At the same time, Trump is inclined to order the resumption of military operations against Iran any moment now, with the goal of forcing concessions. It's even being reported that last Saturday, the U.S. was one step away from resuming strikes before Trump's inner circle convinced him to cancel the attack at the last minute for a final attempt at talks, which have now failed. Furthermore, Iran is now trying to use China to press the United States before Trump is set to meet with President Xi today. They essentially want China to relay their message to Washington. Iran's ambassador to China called for a permanent ceasefire, an end to sanctions, and the recognition of Iran's rights, saying Beijing could deliver the message to major powers. Tehran also backed China's 4-point peace proposal after talks between the two countries' foreign ministers in Beijing last week. Trump's strategy of trying to intimidate and attack Iran until they give us what we want simply is not working.
That part, they are basically burnt out of the threats. That tactic, and he did admit that he was using those tactics to try to get them to the table. It's just simply not working.
Do you really feel in your heart of hearts that you can stop Iran from enriching
Now pay attention and listen to what he has to say.
uranium and never build a bomb?
Oh, 100%. Okay. They're going to stop. And they told me, the Iranians told me, and I deal with them, and they said that we're going to get the dust. I call it the nuclear dust because it's appropriate. It's easier for people to understand. And we're going to get it. The problem is there's only two countries in the world that can get it, us and China, because nobody has the equipment. Because when we
boom, he's going to China.
Bombed it, it was a total, that I was right, it was a total obliteration. The entire mountain collapsed on top of it. And they said, the Iranians told me, they said, nope, it'll be yours. But then they changed their mind, but they did.
Didn't I tell you guys? I said that we were in the 6 rounds of negotiation in Iran, and I got this clip for that reason. Iran said that they was willing to dilute it down and to sell it as something else. So they were willing to basically give it up. But guess what? Israel went in and bombed, and we fell suit. We went right along with them. But here's your proof right here. He's saying it out of his own mouth that they was willing to give it up.
Say, because, they demeaned the B-2 bombers. Those guys, every shot hit.
Go back a little bit more.
Trying to use China to press the United States.
Bring it back up again. Let's go.
Also backed China's 4-point peace proposal after talks between the two countries' foreign ministers in Beijing last week. Trump's strategy of trying to intimidate and attack Iran until they give us what we want simply is not working.
Do you really feel in your heart of hearts that you can stop Iran from
Listen, he's going to say it right here, that they were willing to give it up.
enriching uranium and never build a bomb?
Oh, 100%. Okay. They're going to stop. And they told me, the Iranians told me, and I deal with them, and they said that we're going to get the dust. I call it the nuclear dust because it's appropriate. It's easier for people to understand. And we're going to get it. The problem is there's only two countries in the world that can get it, us and China, because nobody has the equipment. Because when we bombed it, it was a total, that I was right, it was a total obliteration. The entire mountain collapsed on top of it. And they said, the Iranians told me, they said, nope, it'll be yours. But then they changed their mind. But they did say, because, they demeaned the B-2 bombers. Those guys, every shot hit. Then we sent in Tomahawks from a submarine. They all hit. But every shot hit. And they demeaned the B-2 bombers when CNN starts saying, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. Iran told me that it was so devastating that no country in the world other than us, and they said China, would be able to, has the machinery to be.
Yeah, I heard him clear as day, said that they were willing to give it up.
Able to get that.
It is now day 74 of the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran.
All right, so now we are mid-afternoon. Yes, please, 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 and thank you, Diamond Gang. Hit the like. Coming up next will be a little bit of Pete Hegseth in front of Congress and Patel in front of Congress. Patel crashed. He had a meltdown.
Here's a roundup of what happened in the past 24 hours. President Trump said today that the current ceasefire is on massive life support following his rejection of Iran's proposal. The president told Fox News that He believes Iran is going to fold in negotiations with Washington and said he is considering reviving his so-called Project Freedom, the halted U.S. operation to assist ships stranded by Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. In a rare move, the Pentagon acknowledged the arrival.
That was a failure. Project Freedom was a failure. I believe that they said that there were only 2 boats, okay? But at one point in time, they were saying, oh, there were a slew of boats and it was a success. That was not the case. And again, they came out here and said that they stopped Project Freedom at the request of Pakistan. That was a lie. Saudi Arabia got upset and told us that we couldn't use their military bases or their airspace because we did not consult with them. Why? Because President Trump thinks he could do whatever the hell he wants. Let's go.
Of the USS Alaska, a nuclear-armed Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine in Gibraltar.
Y'all hear that? I told you guys they brought that submarine over here to show force. It's going to escalate. Let's go. Listen up.
With Washington and said he is considering reviving his so-called Project Freedom, the halted U.S. operation to assist ships stranded by Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. In a rare move, the Pentagon acknowledged the arrival of the USS Alaska, a nuclear-armed Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine in Gibraltar, to signal U.S. strength and issue a visible warning to Tehran.
You hear that? So we moved the USS Alaska over there to let them know we mean business. So you best believe it's getting ready to escalate.
Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghai said Tehran's counterproposal to the United States was based on legitimate demands, adding that the American side continues to insist on unreasonable demands based on a mentality created by the Zionist regime. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened his security cabinet in Jerusalem amid continued diplomatic deadlock and repeated statements by Israeli officials that the army is prepared to resume attacking Iran at any time. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said that there is no alternative but to accept Iran's 14-point proposal and warned that...
Boom, you heard that. So they are standing 10 toes down. If we do not move that blockade, they don't want to talk about nothing.
Iran's armed forces are prepared for all options and that their response would surprise their adversaries. This comes as negotiations have stalled.
And remember, they have not depleted. So they have drones, they have their stockpile, they're pretty stocked.
Over several key points that Iran has stressed, including sovereignty of the Strait of Hormuz, which remains under a dual U.S. blockade and Iranian chokehold. Saudi Aramco CEO warned this has caused the world's largest energy shock, with recovery potential lasting into 2027.
And here's the thing, Diamond Gang, he's going over there to talk to China. When we first initially put the blockade up, guess who was getting through with no problems? China sent us a warning and said we've been doing business with them and we're going to continue. And they have. With, nothing happening, no shots fired, they have been getting through the straits with no problems. None.
Meanwhile, Israeli airstrikes pounded more than 30 locations in southern Lebanon today, including residential areas and a municipal vehicle in a major escalation that targeted infrastructure sites in the Nabatea district and the town of Ebba. The Lebanese health ministry reported that Israeli attacks over the last 48 hours have killed at least 74 people, including 2 paramedics from the Islam.
And again, Israel, they are supposed to be still under a ceasefire. They've never honored it since it began. I told you guys earlier, they tried to cut it. It's supposed to be 3 weeks. They wanted to shorten it a week to 2 weeks only, but they never stopped.
Islamic Health Committee, who were targeted while responding to earlier strikes. Hezbollah launched a wave of retaliatory strikes involving rockets and explosive drones targeting Israeli military positions both in northern Israel and within southern Lebanon, killing 1 Israeli soldier and injuring 6 others.
My opinion, I still believe that they are being assisted by Russia with their drones and intelligence. And I believe that China as well. I really do.
According to the Israeli army radio, the Israeli military is investigating what is being described as one of the most serious drone strikes of the war after Hezbollah released footage yesterday showing a direct hit on the Iron Dome battery. Military sources confirmed that such a strike did in fact occur.
What does President Trump want when he arrives here in Beijing this week for his summit with President Xi? Well, his number one goal is to bring home substantial trade and economic deals for the American people, and that will include the sale of U.S. products such as Boeing aircraft, soybeans.
So you guys hear that. So now he wants to go back and bring trade with China. At one point in time, we don't need them.
And natural gas. He also wants a guarantee of continual supply of rare earths and critical minerals. They are essential for AI defense as well as your smartphones. As you may recall, at the height of the tariff war last year, China threatened to cut off global supply. Trump also needs China's help to end the Iran war. As one Chinese source here told me, Trump dug the hole. He wants China to fill it. Now, China is one of Iran's closest allies, and it has skin in the game. Roughly a third of its oil and gas comes through the Persian Gulf, so it's certainly in China's best interest for the Strait of Hormuz to be reopened. But she is...
Here's the thing. I hear what she's saying. However, since the strait's been closed, they've been through the straits with no problem. But okay.
Just as transactional as Trump, and he will want something major in return. At the top of his list is Taiwan. China claims the self-governed island as its own territory, and Xi has said that reunification is unstoppable. He wants the US to stop all arms sales. He wants it to change its position towards Taiwan and reduce its support. And having just visited Taiwan and interviewed the deputy foreign minister, I can tell you there is genuine concern that President Trump could potentially sell out the island democracy. She also wants the US to reduce tariffs, export controls on advanced semiconductors, and sanctions against Chinese entities. Trump is dealing with a very different China this time round compared to his last visit here almost 9 years ago. China is more experienced, it's more confident, and more powerful. And whilst she...
Very, very. If they were able to say, listen, we are going to get through the straits regardless, yeah, they're powerful.
He and Trump share a personal relationship. This is a very different geopolitical landscape with so much at stake.
What is your message to President Xi as it relates to the Iran war?
Well, I think, number one, we're going to have a long talk about it. I think he's been relatively good, to be honest with you. You look at the blockade, no problem. They get a lot of their oil from that area. We've had no problem, and he's been a friend of mine. He's been somebody that we get along with.
He's definitely going to ask for their assistance. Since Iran is so, they're not budging, I don't know how much help China could actually be to them. We know that, what was it, 2 weeks ago, they met with Russia, and Russia said that they was going to stand 10 toes down for them and assist them with whatever. We'll see. But meanwhile, he has a relationship with Putin. And again, remember, gang, the days is coming up. The 16th, I can guarantee you that they're going to renew the lifting of sanctions off of Russia. Remember, I told you guys about that? It expires on the 16th, May 16th. I can guarantee you guys, we're going to do it again for them. We're going to do it again.
And I think you're going to see that good things are going to happen. This is going to be a very exciting trip. A lot of good things are going to happen.
Do you think he needs to intervene at all with the Iranians?
I don't think
he can help in any way?
No, I don't think we need any help with Iran. We'll win it one way or the other. We'll win it peacefully or otherwise. Their Navy's gone. Their Air Force is gone.
He keeps saying that they're in better position than the start they are in better position. I'm gonna say this again from the start. So
every single element of their war machine is gone. They've killed a lot of people. They've killed 42,000 people at least over the last month and a half. We win. I mean, no matter how you cut it.
Mr. President, what do you think of do you believe, Mr. Kurdi, sir, Mr. President, do you believe your visit to China will impact of international economy and price of oil?
It's going to be a positive. We're going to have a very good meeting. I spoke with President Xi. We both look forward to the meeting. It's going to be great.
What he's going to want from China is some help in pressure.
Now listen to this, because I brought this piece for a reason. He's saying that he's not going there to ask for help. I guarantee you he is. Of course, he's going to try to act like everything's under control and we have it. But he's looking for an off-ramp. He wants this to be done and over because he wants to go to his next stop, which is Cuba. And he's been saying that for quite a while.
In Iran to come to an agreement that ends the war on terms that are relatively favorable to the United States. That's simply not going to happen. And I think what Xi is going to want is that Xi is going to want President Trump to say that he's going to slow down or cut back or not continue to fund Taiwan. But I don't think that Xi will be successful there either, as desperate as President Trump will be. The United States is bogged down in this terrible war in Iran, and it can't get itself out. And
that part, we have no off-ramp, none.
The last thing we need is a crisis in East Asia. So you can rest assured that when President Trump arrives in China, that he's going to go to great lengths to smooth any ruffled feathers that he finds in China. And of course, the Chinese have a series of problems of their own, especially in terms of their domestic economy. And furthermore, their military is not in a position where it can take advantage of America's weakness in East Asia these days. So the Chinese.
You said mob tactics. What you mean mob tactics? Put it in the chat for me. I'll read it. He is playing backdoor stuff, period. I agree. I agree, Clara. I agree. Can't anyone see it? Yeah. Article 25 now. I thought they said they started the steps, but I never did get an update on that. I haven't heard anything since.
Chinese, like the Americans, I think will go to great lengths to make sure that the existing modus vivendi in East Asia stays in place.
Breaking news. Whatever is going on with Trump is accelerating because he is losing his filter.
Okay, Diamond Gang, we're about to get into him lashing out today. Before he went to China, he was calling reporters stupid. We're really close to the end of this. The end will consist of Pete Hegseth in front of Congress and Kash Patel. I saved Kash Patel's meltdown for the last. After that, I will take comments. If anybody want to come up and hit the link and sound off, you can. All right, let's go.
Let the truth out that he doesn't care about Americans' financial situation.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He literally said he don't care. He don't care about us not being able to eat, buy gas. He don't care. So if you're supporting him, he don't care what your situation is. Listen up.
Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans.
You hear that? I don't think about Americans, and I'm gonna take it back. So if you're a Trump supporter, he said he don't care. Hold on, sorry. Let's go back. Let's get it.
About Americans' financial situation.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about America's financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that matters.
So if you out there struggling, he don't care. Why my comment gray? No, your comment's not gray. I can see it. It's white. Yet some of y'all will sell your firstborn to kiss up. He said, misspell the curse words, please.
There you have it from the horse's mouth. Trump doesn't care about you struggling financially. He doesn't care that the war with Iran is bearing a larger cost to Americans. He just doesn't factor that into any of his decision making. This is the most dictator-like thing he has said yet. And this is going to get worse. As his filter collapses, he's going to say more things like this.
And he did. Right after that, he called somebody stupid.
Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
We have some stunning news right now. Donald Trump just admitted that he does not care about the financial situation of any American when dealing with Iran.
I don't know why he would say that out loud, even if he was thinking that. Why the hell did you say it out loud?
This is a clip that's going to be played in ads across the country. So
when he said, when I seen this, I felt horrible for everybody that voted for him. I'm like, wow, that was a smack in the face.
Share it. Trump was asked point blank today, what extent are Americans' financial situation motivating you to make a deal with Iran? He said, quote, not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. That's a direct quote from the president as he was leaving on his trip to meet President Xi.
No, this is my chat. I don't have to shut the hell up. Grab Mark and get his ass up out of here. Bye, Mark. You got to go. Get him up out of here. Mark Thompson, get him up out of here. I said you could feel any way you want to feel. Just don't disrespect me. And you being a little bit, you're being too disrespectful. If you don't like what I'm saying, did you get him? Because I was about to go out and get him. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. Hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, you could definitely, you don't have to feel the way that I feel, and you are more than welcome to express yourself. You just can't be disrespectful in my chat. The moment you are disrespectful, you'll be removed. It's just that simple. Hold on. He might have. Okay, let me finish this.
In China, he went on to say that all he cares about is Iran not.
Thank you, EJ. Yeah, gang, you don't have to agree with me. As adults, we could agree to disagree. This is the way that I see the way that things are going through my eyes. This is my vision, and this is what I see. You don't have to agree. You can, this is a safe space. You can say what you want to say. You just can't be disrespectful. You can't be disrespectful to me, my moderators, or my supporters. Anybody that's in this chat supporting me right now. Thank you.
Not getting a nuclear weapon. But right now, Americans are struggling, can't afford gas. Gas is over $5, $6 a gallon in some states. Americans can't afford.
At the end of the day, he could have acted like the people matter because he need these people. And that's exactly why there are seats being overturned. And the Dems right now are on top because of stuff like this.
To eat. Americans can't afford to pay rent. He doesn't care about the American financial situation at all, not even a little bit. This is a video that's going to be played in ads across the country heading into the midterms. I mean, it's pretty stunning to say the least. Spread the word, follow for more.
We had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well.
You hear that? You're a stupid person. This is coming from our president. Let me take it back again, and you can listen to him call somebody stupid.
This is over $5, $6 a gallon.
That's the stupidest shit that a president can say. How about that?
Out in some states, Americans can't afford to eat. Americans can't afford to pay rent. He doesn't care about the American financial situation at all, not even a little bit. This is a video that's going to be played in ads across the country heading into the midterms. I mean, it's pretty stunning to say the least. Spread the word, follow for more.
We had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you.
And he keeps saying this like he had proof and like he showed the public, the people, the proof. He hasn't showed us the proof. I showed you guys who was in that room. Witkoff, Kushner, and Netanyahu. He didn't get any type of briefing from any type of general, sergeant, nobody. Nobody. Intelligence. He had no proof. This is a war of choice.
You're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well. Anybody that wants them.
The stupidest thing ever is you allow Netanyahu talk you into this, something that you have no off-ramp and no way out, and that is costing us, not your rich-ass friends, but us.
To have a nuclear weapon is a stupid person. So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously.
He doubled the size of the ballroom and expect us to pay for it.
Need that, and we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
You hear this? He needs to be in a nursing home. All my life, this is how they talk. When you get to that age and you feel like you could say what you want and your mind is all feeble, and yeah, he needs to be in a nursing home.
You are not a smart person.
So now the ballroom is going to be double the size. That's why it requires double the money. It's actually more than double. The last amount he said when it's already huge size.
He went from we got private donors to then he tried to say to taxpayers. Get out of here.
Bigger than the White House was $400 million. Now he needs.
This is why I take 2 days off, because of shit like this. As sometimes I can't bear to hear his voice, just like the ignorance that comes out of his mouth is just the disrespect. It's unbelievable.
Needs $1 billion to build it because it's going to be double the size. We don't need that. No one needs that. This is insane. This is complete insanity. And how he treats reporters is just disgusting. I don't recall any other president calling reporters stupid like Trump does. And here he goes again.
We had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person.
No, you let some lunatics talk you into this.
And you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well. Anybody that wants them to have a nuclear weapon is a stupid person.
I'd have lost my job. I'm going to be honest. I'd have lost my job that day. I would have not been a reporter anymore.
Yeah. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
You said that the Iran war had caused.
Now we're getting ready to get into Mr. I don't know, and this is classified. That's his number one answer. This is classified. P. Hegseth. The war in Iran has cost the U.S. $29 billion so far, the Pentagon says. Listen, it's way more. These numbers are still off. Let's go.
Cost $25 billion in total. You reaffirmed that today. Do you have any other updated costs or projections since that testimony that you've given? Outside reporting estimates have indicated that the war costs could be $1 billion a day. Do you have anything to share?
Yeah, thanks for the question, sir. So at the time of testimony in front of the ask, it was $25 billion. But the Joint Staff Team and the Comptroller Team are constantly looking at that estimate. And so,
Diamond Gang, they still didn't give us an answer, and we still don't know how much it's costing us. But we do know that it is more than the $29 billion. It is.
Now we think it's closer to 29. That's because of updated repair and replacement of equipment costs, and also just general operational costs keep people in theater.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Secretary, when can you share more formal accounting on the cost?
That 29 billion is not including a lot of stuff that's been left out. Damaged planes, equipment, it's a lot of stuff.
So the war with Congress and with this committee?
We'll share what we can. I think we've updated on that number this morning, but when it's relevant and required, we will share. All right.
They're asking Congress for money. So why the hell is it not relevant? Yeah, let's go. I'm happy this is towards the end.
I think this would be the format that it would be required. Mr. Secretary, on that same day, April 29th, you testified that the current ceasefire meant that the 60-day calendar with the War Powers Resolution was paused. Who are the parties to the ceasefire?
Well, right now we are in that same ceasefire as of right now.
That wasn't the question. Who are the
You know why they're asking who's the parties?
parties to
will
this?
be the United States and the regime in Iran.
How many pages is the ceasefire? What deal points?
Because of Hezbollah, they're asking that.
I'm not asking you to share the contents. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how do we know that the ceasefire is active or not active without any documentation?
We know it's evident, and the ceasefire is in effect.
But is it?
This is insane. This is insane.
Is it pages? Is it 15 points? There's been different points that have moved around. Is there any other? How do we know? You just trust that the president knows that the ceasefire is active or not active?
As you know, for the most part, a ceasefire means the fire is ceasing. And we know that has occurred while negotiations occur. And
No, it hasn't. There has been back and forths. It hasn't been huge, but there have been.
there are lots of different discussions with our negotiating team that are happening. I'm there when those discussions are occurring, different drafts, different perspectives. So it's a very dynamic situation where a negotiated settlement could be the outcome here, where Iran does not have nuclear capabilities.
They are not sitting at the table. There is no negotiating going on. I don't know why he's answering this way. Just like this man don't know what's going on, but yeah, there is no talks.
And from the Department of War perspective, we're here to support those options.
You've achieved a series of tactical successes, but are on the verge of a strategic loss because we are now negotiating.
Just think it's so foolish. Here we are in a committee in the United States Senate, 74 days in, and you're talking about strategic loss. We have the ability to defeat a 47-year threat of a pursuit of.
It wasn't a threat. When Obama's deal was in place, we had oversight. It didn't become a threat until Trump tore up that deal. What part of that are they not getting? It then became a threat.
A nuclear weapon. We have more leverage.
If we would have kept that in place and kept the oversight crew over there, we wouldn't have to think, guess, or worry. We would know exactly what the hell they was doing.
That we've ever had. We've had incredible battlefield successes, and you're talking about a strategic loss?
We had tremendous loss that they were hiding from us. And I showed you guys the damage. I think it was 16 U.S. bases over there in the Middle East. They had to go and stay in hotels and things like that. Damage, inhabitable.
Mr. Secretary, disingenuous questions. Mr. Secretary, this is how you undercut efforts that could otherwise and are otherwise. I am not sure.
They hid that from us. They hid that. They hit strategically. They hit, I want to say it may have been 16 out of 19. Destroyed it.
Your enemy, sir. I am not your adversary. I share your goal of preventing Iran from ever having a usable nuclear weapon. To finish my sentence, control of the Strait of Hormuz, the ability to degrade our partners and allies' gas and oil production capabilities through cheap drones, the ability to harass and harry commercial shipping remains in Iran's hands. And
they have plenty of it. Their stockpile, I'm telling you, plenty.
Their demands are that we recognize sovereignty for them over the Strait of Hormuz, which I believe our president's rejected, you've rejected, I reject. But my question remains, how do we reopen the Strait of Hormuz to commercial shipping? If we control it, how do we reopen it? And your average American is seeing this at the gas.
He don't know. They have no answer again.
Pump every single day as the cost of gas continues to rise.
So they hit.
As long as that U.S. blockade is over there, it's going to be the way that it's going to be.
Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked.
You hear that? Nobody expected that. We were shocked. Why? Why would you be so shocked?
Senator, I can reassure you that it was all accounted for. Every aspect of this was poured over by the Joint Staff, by civilian leadership, and represented in pursuit of a very clear goal.
I'm just wondering why we're moving THAAD assets from South Korea after the war started. I'm just wondering why there was a scramble to evacuate personnel. And I'm wondering why the President of the United States, our Commander-in-Chief, said that he was shocked that Iran would retaliate by striking other countries in the region. This was not just foreseeable, it was foreseen. It was
bingo. This was not just foreseeable, it was foreseen. Like they literally, just like they said they never thought they would close the straits. Other administrations have actually mapped that out. This administration did no thinking. None, no strategizing, nothing. This is insane.
You know, you don't need to get into a skiff to understand that their likely play was to asymmetrically retaliate.
Boom.
And then to close the strait. And then it happened.
That right there. Did y'all hear that? If it would have been any other president, that would have been expected for them to retaliate and hit other countries and to close the straits. But this administration never thought about it. He thought it was going to be like Venezuela. I'm telling you.
And the president.
Remember, oh, this is going to be a 4 to 6 week excursion. You're right. You're right. Netanyahu played your ass.
Said, gosh, who could have seen this coming? I'm just trying to figure out, for those of us on the left and the right, who are wary of regime change wars, who are wary of happy talk.
That part. Anytime you say regime change, those are forever wars. So they came in saying regime change. How do you think you're going to do a regime change in 4 to 6 weeks through a little excursion? Like what? Make it make sense.
Who have learned through terrible experience the cost of this kind of adventurism. Why is this any different, and why didn't we see this coming?
Nobody expected that. We were shocked.
Kash.
That's what he said, and that's strange. Now we're going to get into this piece about old Kash Patel. He crashed. His days are numbered. Just like I said, but I've been said this. I said Pam Bondi. I called out Christy Nome. I called out Gabby, and I called out Patel. I said they will be gone. If for some reason, I think Pete Hegseth is going to take the blame for a lot of shit.
Patel has a total crash out meltdown when questioned by Senator Chris Van Hollen about his drinking problem.
So there have been no occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you, is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
That would be from The Atlantic's Sarah Fitzpatrick and her verified.
And they're not backing down. The Atlantic is not backing down.
credible sources.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports.
Why is his ass like that? This dude look crazy.
Director Patel.
No,
and
unlike
I
your
will
baseless
say,
reports, the only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know,
the only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you. So the only individual in this room
allegations
that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day
polygraphing
you.
He's referring to the margarita glasses staged by El Salvador that they didn't take any drinks of. You remember they talked about this before. The salt rims are untouched throughout the entire time they were meeting.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you.
This dude, he needs a psychiatrist fast, y'all.
There are a lawsuit that you filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger crewing on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar.
Patel. Totally the reaction of someone innocent, right?
Filed by your own
This
office.
goes to show
during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations
let me
or
ask
fraudulent statements from the media.
This crash out is real. He's crashing. Let me see some of these comments. Yep, he's gone. Yes, please subscribe to the channel, Diamond Gang. Get me the 4K subs. Please keep your notifications on. Hit the like, and if you would like to support the channel, the Cash app is pinned. Pete loves this war. He does. He does.
Yeah. It gets so much worse after this.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about. Now, here, Director
The only thing I know is you're the one drinking margaritas with felons.
Actually, that's a false statement, and I'm asking you about your statements.
I've answered that.
And here's the thing. Right after Pam Bondi did her little move in Congress and she crashed out, shortly after that, Trump let her go. Patel is rushing his time. I won't be surprised if we wake up tomorrow and he's gone.
I'm asking you about a particular report.
Senator Von Hollen went on to ask Director Patel if he would submit and take the test to determine if you have a drinking problem, the test that law enforcement personnel are required to take. And he said, only if you do. So Chris Von Hollen said he will take the test. So does this mean Kash Patel will go and take this test now?
I have it too. He did say that, and we'll see what happens. Let's go.
Said he would. We have to hold him to it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for the next Bonkers episode.
Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials.
The fact that he's trying to get polygraphed on multiple previous employers and the employees, previous employees and the employees that's current is insane. Like insane. Is that legal?
You have publicly denied those allegations and filed a defamation lawsuit. So today, as you testify before Congress, is it your testimony that those allegations are categorically false?
Unequivocally, categorically false.
So there have been no occasions during your tenure when FBI personnel were unable to promptly reach you?
Absolutely not. You can ask my entire workforce. They hear from me at every single hour of the day, as do these great gentlemen here, as do the men and women.
Did y'all see him during the correspondent dinner, just sitting there? Like, his guys were all over the place. They were running. They were trying to protect. And he's just sitting at a table, twiddling his thumbs.
The interagency and state and local law enforcement in the White House.
And so there have been no occasions when you're...
In all my life, I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
Security detail had difficulty waking or locating you. Is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel.
He act like he's up for a movie role. Just so dramatic. This is insane. This administration, I've never seen. I know they all lie. I know that they do a lot. But this one, was just out and out brazen with their shit.
It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No,
and
unlike
I
your
will
baseless
say,
reports, the only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know,
the only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you.
This is embarrassing.
This
the only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day
polygraphing
is you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're in a lawsuit that you filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show
during the day. That's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Mr. Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless.
This is crazy. Yo, I've never seen such a aboutism administration in my life. That part. Kash is right. They said the glasses wasn't touched. That's what that, yeah, can I get a couple more likes? Can y'all give me the 150? I'm at 138. Please, 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 and thank you.
Allegations,
let me
fraudulent statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about. Now, here, Director
The only thing I know is you're the one drinking margaritas with felons.
Actually, that's a false statement, and I'm asking you about your statements.
I've answered that.
And I'm asking you about a particular report. And
it's not a report.
Your testimony is, so let me ask you this. Are you willing to take the test that it's called the audit test that members of our active duty?
He can Ray say, yeah, he gonna take it, Diamond Gang. Oh, please, y'all, could I get 11 more likes? 11 more for you, girl, please and thank you. All right, let's go.
Military and others take to determine whether they have a drinking problem?
I'll take any test you're willing to take.
I will take it, Director Patel. I'll take it. You ready to take it?
Let's go.
Yes or no?
Let's go. Side by side.
I'll take it. I'm glad that you have agreed.
So he said he's going to take it. Yeah, we're going to see. All right, let's go.
To take the test regarding, whether you have alcohol problems. I'm glad you agreed with me to do that.
Listen, in all honesty, if he needs the help, he needs to get the help. It is what it is. I mean, we all fall short. This is not the end of the world, but he cannot continue to go on like this. I don't think that his job is secure. I believe 9.99999. I believe he's going to lose it. But he needs to go ahead and sit down and get some help.
Still haven't answered my final question. Do you know, Mr. Director, that it is a crime to lie to Congress?
He can't even be still, and he won't admit that it's a crime to lie to Congress. Let me get 10 more likes, y'all.
You know that.
I do not lie to Congress.
I didn't ask you that.
And you're insinuating that I am.
I asked you whether you know.
You want to correct your time in this session where you got steamrolled by the facts.
He's trying so hard not to laugh. This is insane. I mean, this is not funny. He clearly needs help.
So you can have a Twitter narrative. So you can go raise more money and spend more money on $7,000.
Just let the record
I'm not
show,
going to give
Mr.
it
Chairman.
to you.
The director of the FBI apparently does not want to answer the question about whether or not it's a crime to lie to Congress, and I find that extremely troubling.
I find it troubling that you lie to the American people every day.
Wow.
You are a disgrace, Mr. Director.
Not nearly as big as
the fact that you can't answer that question, I will. That concludes my questioning, Mr. Chairman. But I'm obviously very troubled.
You attended the Olympics.
Remember this? The big party? Thank you, Diamond Gang. I just need 7 more likes. I appreciate you guys a lot. The likes means everything to me because that helps keep me in the algorithm. So thank you for everybody to hit the like. But do you guys remember when he went to this party? This was the beginning of the end for him. Once this footage got out, it was over. He was acting crazy. Let's go. This is the last clip.
In Milan. How much did your trip cost? And to what extent did that help you carry out?
Mind you, this trip was on taxpayers. We pay for him to go there.
Your mission as director of the FBI?
I greatly appreciate the question, Senator. As you know, the FBI and DHS are responsible for the security of the Olympics, the World Cup, the F1, the Super Bowl, and everything else. We had 250,000 Americans travel to Milan. We're proud that we stood up our jock there and had zero.
But what gives you the right to go on taxpayers' money with these bottles of liquor and start partying with these boys in the locker room? And I said boys because they are to me.
Major security incidents involving American citizens. And what we did was we purposely planned that trip around the Olympics because, as I mentioned in my opening, the top cyber criminal from the CCP was housed in Italian custody.
So if all of this was going on, why in the hell did you get wasted? Look at that. I stopped the picture. His ass is closed. What made you get wasted?
While there, we were able to work an arrangement to have that individual expelled from Italy instead of going back to China, like has so often happened.
So if he was going on business, I wouldn't even have said all of this. You went on business. This was not pleasure. This was business. And you got caught in the locker room drinking with these guys.
Places like Serbia. And so we accomplished that mission and we kept it quiet, and that individual was returned to America 2 weeks ago.
That was his answer. It's over for him. I probably won't even, I mean, I might do something on it, but in the chat, okay, we've been on for 2.5 hours. And then, hold on, y'all. Okay. Let me make sure I'm down far enough. Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. Yup. Hold on. You said an alcoholic. I don't know why it's not allowing me to click on your comment. Here you go. An alcoholic always get defensive when they get caught. Heck yeah. It's showing big time. Like Satan, liberals know their time is short. Yeah, it's up. His time is up, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. You said you wish? Nah, I know. It's up. What up, Mike? Dealing with Trump. They on all kinds of, yeah, that could be, yeah. Because I heard majority of them are scared. They are in fear of him. Okay, I got the 150. You said keep dreaming. I know that's right, Mitch. Yeah, he's definitely going to lose his job. So y'all know, I was missing for 2 days. I'm back. I'm going to keep an eye and see what's going on tomorrow. I may be back. I don't know just yet. It just depends. But I do want to see what happens with Trump over there in China. So I'll keep an eye out on that for sure. Let me take a couple more comments. And then I'm going to get my butt up off of here. It's 1:30 a.m. But I appreciate everybody that hit. Yup. Patel and Hegseth both have alcohol abuse issues. Yeah. For some reason, y'all, I feel like if things get really ugly, there always has to be a fall guy. And I really, truly believe that he will be one of them. I do, for some reason. People keep saying that they believe the VP, he's been pretty quiet. And I told you guys why he's quiet. He don't really approve what's going on. He don't. JD Vance, he don't like what's going on at all. He's been very vocal. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Yup, smash that like. Hey. But he's not been vocal about this war. And I've showed you guys old clips where JD Vance was totally, and Rubio and JD Vance was totally against Trump. Totally. And now they're standing right beside him. I know. I know. You said I can't stand this cock. Thank you so much. Make sure you come back, Archangel, please. Yeah, I love when you know what I love because I'm still on the vertical side. I do vertical and horizontal. I love when I come back to the vertical side and I see familiar faces. The vertical side is a hard audience because it's just people randomly scrolling. So when I see some of you guys come back, I get super excited. I really do. So, but gang, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. It's 2.5 hours I'm in. Keep your notifications on because I think I might be back tomorrow. I missed y'all for those 2 days, but I was really down bad. Yesterday I was sick. Guess what, y'all? I tried to detox off of energy drinks. I was so sick. I couldn't even lift my damn head up. I was like, I can't do this cold turkey. So what I'm going to try to do is cut down, not drink so much until I'm just down to barely nothing. I will never do that again. I tried to totally detox off of energy drinks. And I've been drinking energy drinks for years. Yes, I was crying. I was like, oh my goodness. You said polygraphs, they are. But this is what I want to know. Can he order these polygraphs on his ex-employees and his current employees? What up, Aunt Esther? Yeah, I messed up. I messed up. I got to get off these shits. Like, I'm getting older. I don't look my age, but I'm starting to feel my age. So it's time. I got to get up off these energy drinks. And I drink them because of the job that I do. You stupid. Let him stay. Let this troll stay. I bet she does horizontal. She sounds like she has more issues than energy drinks. Maybe. Maybe I do. But thanks for the click and the view. I guess you're a Trump supporter and you mad because I'm showing you what your boy looking like. Your boy look a hot ass mess out here. He all over the place. He falling asleep. He's saying anything out of his mouth and he got us into a war that he can't get us out of. How about that? Hold on real quick. Now that I said then what I said, now your ass is banned. Bye, Jimmy. I get so sick of the trolls. I just banned him. But yeah. All right, gang. I'm 2.5 hours in. This must be going on in the horizontal. It might be, but I could see him. And I got his ass up out of here. It might have been. Oh yeah, because he brought it up. It probably was. But I got his ass up out of here. Listen, you guys are free to say how you feel. You just can't be disrespectful. Once you're disrespectful, I will remove you or my mods will remove you. This is a free space. You don't have to agree with me. All opinions will be respected until they become disrespectful. That's all I'm saying. Don't be disrespectful. I don't hate anybody. You said why you hate him. I don't hate anybody. I don't like what he's doing. I don't like, I'm just going to say that. You'll have to come back. You'll have to come back. Thank you. I try to be. Yeah, I got to. Alice. I got to. He's doing a lot of lying. I think that this is a war of choice. Not only that, he didn't go to Congress. There was no proof of no threat. And yeah, he's just downright. He wants to rule with an iron fist. He thinks nothing applies to him. He does what he wants. That's just like, I'll give you a scenario. The freedom, the little, what was it called? I'm so tired. The Operation Freedom. He did that without speaking with Saudi Arabia. He needed to use their military bases in their airspace, and he did it anyway. So that is one of the reasons why, in less than 48 hours, Operation Freedom was put on hold. I am. Operation Freedom was put on hold because of that. Not only that, I don't like what he's done to our allies. You created this issue and then you want our allies to fix it. Just the way that he goes about things. So that's why I don't care for him. So that's it. Now you see that right there? See, Nick said go to sleep. Did I take that as being disrespectful? No. He didn't curse. He wasn't nasty. He didn't call me a name. And maybe it is time for me to go to bed. It's 1:30 a.m. here. That's a leader right there. I don't think so. I don't think so. A leader, I don't think a leader should do things like that. He didn't get it done. Project Freedom, there's a hope. Because he didn't go to Saudi Arabia. That was a total epic failure. But we could go back and forth in another live stream. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with that he does. But it's okay, though, for you to feel the way that you feel. It's okay. But all right, Diamond Gang, let me get up out of here. How is the average living standard now in the U.S.? I hear. What? Where you at? You said, how is the average living standard now in the USA? I hear it's tough. Our gas prices per gallon is it New Zealand? $12 a gallon. It's not that much. Yeah, that. Yeah. That's a mess too. You know, guys, that the survivors testified today. They testified today. You said, hey, think of war. Come on, man. You come get me, man. You said you was going to get me the last time. Hold on, y'all. Y'all moving the comments too fast. You said you was coming to get me. You said you coming to lunch. I am. Hold on. Come and get me, man. I waited up hours for you, and you never showed up. You stood me up. I am. I'm sleepy. Rusty, you ain't never lied. You heard me. Listen, I am, y'all. It is. It is billions. It's about $1 billion a day. It is. Wait, ask me the question. Let me go back up. Hold on. Clara, I'm sorry. Let me go up. I'm sorry. And try to find your question. It's been around for a while. Oh, you said, hey, think of war on animals too? That question? You said cat can't handle the question. What do you mean? The war on animals. Put it in a chat. I know you do. I know you do. Especially you, Mitch. Clara, put it in the chat. You meant that question? On the war on animals? Let me know. I'll give it a couple minutes. Anybody want to hit the link? You want to come up? Anybody that has, as long as you're respectful, you can definitely have a difference in opinion. I'll let you speak. I let a couple people come up and it was interesting. And I enjoyed their conversation. I really did. I know. I love Mitch though. I do. Something about him. EJ, stop. That's my bodyguard. Yeah, it's happening. Wait, okay. The war on animals is what has happened on farms. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't eat a lot of meat. I don't. Because of the things that I have seen, I'm more like a starch, vegetables. I can survive off of that. And protein bars. So, yeah. I don't mess around. A lot of the meat is processed and just injected and ugh. You said, first you need a what? First you need a warrant for that, and it's not admissible. You said EJ not letting me out? I don't know nothing about the slaughterhouses. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't mess around. I've seen some things. So yeah. It's very rare you'll catch me. Yeah. You said morally it's a war against animals. Well, how do you okay, so you're saying as far as the slaughterhouses and them unaliving, what do you feel people should do? Put that in the chat, Clara. In regards to that. Come up. You want to come up and speak on it? You want to come up and speak on it? I'll drop the link. Hold on, let me drop the link. If you feel strong about it, come up. I've never given it any thought. I'm going to be honest. You want to come up? Here. You may be able to change my mind. I'm open to listen. Come up. Bestie, where was you at in them streets? Hanging with the thugs. That's what you was doing? I'm ready to go off. It's almost 2 a.m. Oh, make laws. Come up. Not me. I feel crazy. I'm sorry. I don't know what you was talking about. Come up. Just come up. Okay, if I let you up, is you going to be cool? I'll go. You want to come up? Come on, rock and roll. But don't do nothing crazy. Come up then. Come on. I'll drop the link for you. Real quick so we could talk about it. Come on. Come on. Get your butt up here. Be nice. The link is in the chat. I'll give it a couple more minutes. No, it's all good. I'm about to replay real quick, some of it. I got to get a little bit of sleep. Dang. Okay. All you got to do is just click the link and it'll take you to StreamYard. But in order, like, so you won't be seen and you'll be like a circle, you just got to cut your camera off. You got Instagram? You got an Instagram, Clara? I would love to hear what you had to say. Okay. All right, Diamond Gang. We're 2 hours, 45 minutes in. I gotta get... You're tired? Wait. What's that about? Guys, we're fed up with your attitude. Think you can control anything, anyone's. We're sick and tired of America. Why y'all sick and tired of us? Come up. Let's hear it. You came in here strong. What's wrong? Who did it to you? What's going on? Okay. Just make sure you come back. That dude is mad. You hearing? Like, yeah, we sick of y'all. What we do to you? Because I got power. My mods up in here. We'll take care of them. All right, y'all. I got to get some sleep. Until next time, keep y'all notifications on. I love y'all, Diamond Gang, and I will see you guys tomorrow for sure. Good night.
It's your under degrees. Sip on me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Greek, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda the Great, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea.